Hello, this is Heather from Twist My Stitch. Today I'm going to be showing you how to work the design element of my keyhole scarf. This pattern here can be found on my Ravelry store as a PDF download. Today I'm working just the keyhole element, so if there are any questions on how to actually work this particular portion of the pattern, hopefully this will clarify all of that for you. So we are going to work the pattern as indicated. We're working back loop, front loop into the same stitch. These are back loop, front loop, half double crochet. Now I've gotten, this is just a small swatch, so forgive me, it's real short here. Now I've gotten to the point to where I need to make the keyhole, so I'm going to chain 10. Okay, and I'm going to skip 10. Now I'm going to work into this next stitch. You can see that this next stitch here is a back loop stitch. It is, you can tell that because it's recessed between these two front loop stitches, and this is a back loop stitch. So we're going to work into the front loop of that stitch. And I always like to hold really tight at the base of this stitch so that it doesn't pull anything more so than it needs to be. So that is a front loop. Now we're going to continue our pattern, back loop. And again, holding it at the base of the stitch on every stitch I make. Front loop. Last stitch is back loop, front loop, increase. You're going to have to forgive my kids. I've got 2 kids, ages 5 and 9, and for the life of me, I cannot get them to be quiet while I'm doing recording. So there we have the keyhole made. Now we're going to turn over and we're going to work back through the keyhole. So here we go. So back loop, front loop. That's an increase. Both of those stitches were into the same stitch. Continuing our pattern, back loop, front loop, and all the remaining stitches until you get to the stitch, until you get to the chain 10. So this next stitch here is a front loop stitch. We're working into the back of that. It kind of looks a little crazy there, but that is actually the loop to this stitch here. So we're going to work and that's a front loop stitch, so we're going to work into the back loop of that stitch, and then we're going to work into the chain. Working into the chain always gets pretty tight, especially for me because I crochet really tight. So I have tried to adjust my tension so it's not so tight working into all these chains, but, oops, sorry, I was going out of frame. But for the life of me, if I change my tension, it changes the consistency of all of my stitches. So they get pretty wonky if I don't do them tight. So we're working up until the last stitch of the chain. This here is the last chain, so we're going to work that stitch, and then now this stitch here was a front loop stitch, and that's pulled a little weird right now, but we're going to work into the back loop of that stitch. Front loop, and then this is the last stitch of our row. We're going to work back loop, front loop, increase, Okay. And there you have the keyhole made. All right, now you're just going to work the continuing and the back loop, front loop along the whole entire next row, and your pattern will emerge just as it did on that front row, that first row. If you have any questions, just shoot me a comment below, and hopefully I'll be able to get all of your questions answered. All right, thank you very much. Happy crocheting.